One of the biggest political controversies in the Isle of Man at the moment is the not even proposed 20-mile-an-hour residential speed limit, the already passed 20-mile-an-hour residential speed limit. It is coming. Tynwald passed it. Go on Laurie Hooper's blog. I'll link to it below. You'll see it's a done deal. It's coming. The only saving grace we may have is, so they snuck this past us back in 2020, was it during the pandemic? Someone in the comments will tell me. The only saving grace we may have to get rid of this is the implementation is in the hands of the DOI. So the rules say, and again, read Laurie Hooper's blog below, I'll link to it, because he had a really good timeline of how we ended up in this mess and with something that nobody wants. Everyone wants road safety, nobody wants this garbage. And the only way we can get around it is it's down to the DOI to implement it. And that means they can decide if a road needs or doesn't need this 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. So, as they know that nobody's happy, they created some drop-in sessions where the minister and some politicians are there to answer questions, hopefully. Conveniently, they timed them at between 1 and 4 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, because that's when normal people have time, right? It's seriously, guys, not clever. But anyway, I'm at the sea terminal for you to give you an idea of what this looks like. And let's have a look and see what we find out. Okay, Anna's there. There's the plans with the speed limits. People filling in consultations. I have yet to find anyone who's for this. Okay, here we are. Existing speed limits. Proposed. So here's the thing, you know, it gives objectives, right? Support healthier lifestyles. So they want you to cycle more. There's active travel. Now I'm a cyclist, but mostly I cycle in Manila, not here, because the weather here is usually crap. So there's healthy lifestyles. See, the first reason is they want you to cycle more. Then the second reason is people-friendly streets, which you don't need speed limits for. You can just make them shared spaces. This is garbage. Road safety, fine, I get that. If you get hit with 20 miles an hour, you get less injuries usually than with 30. Ensure more considerate driving, garbage. How do you do that? Reduce noise and air pollution. Again, modern cars are very quiet. Electric cars make no noise, so can't really see that. In fact, if they put in more and more speed bumps, you're just going to create more pollution because people have to slow down and accelerate again. So it's the only one that's really sort of reasonably valid is the road safety. The rest is just garbage. In my view, you may disagree. Right, nobody here is happy about this. Like, can't. So, yeah, the way it was passed by government, which is what the DOI is hiding behind, of course. But it wasn't really, was it the will of the people? Let me know in the comments. Comment and see if you're happy with this. Uh-huh.
You see, this is a leading question. This is bad.
Okay, that was a quick look at the drop-in session at the sea terminal. So a couple of closing thoughts on that, because I spoke to Ann Corlett and I spoke to, I didn't ask first name, the gentleman from the DOI. And someone give me the name in the comments in the grey suit. So a couple of key things we need to take away from this. Number one, so I asked him, like, because according to what Laurie Hooper said, what I mentioned earlier, read his blog, it's a done deal because it was passed in Tynwald. Now, Ann said it's not necessarily a done deal, but it is down to, and that's my understanding as well, the DOI to implement it. But what she said is it's down to the consultation that is running at the moment, where you can either go here and fill in the form, or you can do it online. I'm going to look for a link and put it below as well. It is down to the consultation which roads will stay 30 and which ones will be done as 20 mile an hour. So it's down to us, you and me and everyone else. Apparently, that's what I've been told. So if there are roads that you want to remain as 30 mile an hour, hit the consultation, fill it in and say, my road, this road should stay 30, and give them a reason. And I asked them, it's like, okay, what is a valid reason? I mean, I want to speed along, it's not a valid reason. So what I said is, well, if it's an arterial road, you know, if it's not really residential, if there's no impact, then say it should stay 30 because it makes no sense to make an arterial road 20. That kind of thing. Think along those lines. Use AI or whatever, I don't care. So it's down to this consultation. Timeline, I've been told. Consultation runs until the 4th of July. then some poor bastard at the DOI will have to go for all the responses and the rants and the complaints. So don't envy that person, whoever he is or they are. And then they will start to implement this when the schools reopen in, I said, August, September. So this is going to happen quite quick, okay? So you need to be on the ball, you need to fill in the consultation and say which roads you want or don't want, because according to Anne, and I have no reason not to believe her, there are a lot of people who want 20 mile an hour in the areas. But there also is a lot of, I want 20 mile an hour in front of my house, but I want to speed past the other guy's house at 40. You know, that thinking is as well NIMBYism, I guess. So, according to her, especially in her constituency in Central, there's apparently a lot of support for it. And I get it, there are people for it. But fill in the consultation up until July 4th. That's the key bit. Then I asked them about the GPS issue, you know, where people said, well, modern cars are already picking it up. So is this a done deal already? You know, the DOI is just BSing everyone. Not that they would ever do that. 2006 speed limit debate, just a reminder here. They said they're investigating this. Their best guess at the moment is that maybe these companies who do the navigation or the systems use AI or web scrapers, and they picked up the data and just chucked it into their systems. They are investigating it, and if any of you guys, any of my viewers, I know there's a few thousand of you now, if you can give me the model, I don't need your number plate and stuff, but what car did pick that up? You know, what model year, what manufacturer did you see this, that it already picks up 20 mile an hour limits? If you let me know in the comments, we can forward that to the DOI, and then they can contact whoever it is, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, whatever. My car, as you can tell, doesn't have GPS. It just has a, I think it has a printed map, so I can't help you with that. But if you let me know, if you know what cars they were, then we can do that. So that's the key takeaways from this one. Yes, Tynwald has passed it, and apparently everyone's for it. But it's down to the consultation which roads will really be turned into 20 mile an hour. And that's pretty much it. There'll be some more drop-in sessions. So, you know, try and make it to one. And talk to them directly. And let me know what you think otherwise. If it's a good thing, is it a bad thing? Let's see what happens. But it's happening fast. So, you know, get your opinions in.